Today, we continue reflecting on something the Bible speaks about repeatedly: wisdom. In our recent reflections, we have been exploring an important theme in Scripture, the value of wisdom and the importance of walking in it. If you are joining this reflection for the first time, you may want to take a moment later to listen to the previous reflections in this series. We began with the value of wisdom, where we explored why Scripture describes wisdom as a treasure, something that protects, guides, and strengthens our lives. Then we reflected on walking in wisdom, when voices compete, learning how to discern truth in a world full of opinions, influences, and constant noise. And we also spoke about choosing the path that leads to life, recognizing that the small decisions we make each day slowly shape the direction of our lives. Each of these reflections reveals another part of how God guides us through wisdom. And today, we continue that journey by looking at something very important: why God's wisdom is greater than strength. Because Scripture teaches us that wisdom can accomplish things that power alone cannot. Point 1. Wisdom is more valuable than wealth. In Proverbs chapter 8, wisdom is described almost like a voice calling out to people everywhere. It invites us to listen. Scripture says, "Choose my instruction instead of silver, and knowledge rather than pure gold. For wisdom is more precious than rubies, and nothing you desire can compare with her." Proverbs 8, verses 10 and 11. This is a powerful statement. Many people spend much of their lives pursuing things that appear valuable: success, recognition, influence, or financial security. And I can relate to that as well. I spend time reflecting and meditating on wisdom. But Scripture reminds us that wisdom is even more valuable than all these things. Why? Because wisdom shapes the direction of our lives. Money can disappear. Circumstances can change. Opportunities may come and go. But wisdom helps us make decisions that protect our path and guide us toward life. Over time, the choices shaped by wisdom build a life that is stable and meaningful. Point 2. Wisdom shapes the heart. The Bible also teaches that wisdom is not only about gaining knowledge. Wisdom transforms the heart. Proverbs explains it this way: "To fear the Lord is to hate evil. I hate pride and arrogance, evil behavior, and dishonest speech." Wisdom changes what we love and what we avoid. It teaches humility instead of pride. It teaches honesty instead of deception. It helps us recognize attitudes and behaviors that can slowly lead us away from what is right. And Proverbs 16, verse 17 adds something very practical: "The path of the upright avoids evil. Those who guard their way protect their lives." This reminds us that wisdom is not only about understanding what is right. It is about choosing the right path and remaining on it. Often the direction of our lives is not shaped by one large decision. Instead, it is shaped by many small choices: the way we speak, the attitudes we allow to grow in our hearts, the influences we follow. Over time, those small decisions shape the direction of our lives, and wisdom gently guides us toward the path that leads to life. Point 3. Wisdom brings strength. The Bible also teaches that wisdom brings a kind of strength that power alone cannot provide. The book of Ecclesiastes says, "Wisdom makes a wise person stronger than 10 rulers in a city." This means wisdom gives a strength that goes beyond physical power. A wise person may not appear powerful in the way the world often defines power, but wisdom provides clarity. It allows someone to understand situations deeply. It helps a person respond calmly instead of reacting impulsively. It allows them to navigate challenges with patience and discernment. And often that kind of strength proves far greater than force or authority. Point 4. Wisdom is stronger than force. The book of Proverbs gives a striking image to describe this truth. It says, "A wise person can conquer a city of the mighty and bring down the stronghold in which they trust." This verse describes a fortified city, something strong and difficult to overcome. Yet wisdom can succeed where force alone fails. Why? Because wisdom sees what others cannot see. A wise person understands timing. They recognize opportunities that others overlook. They know when to act and when to wait. They understand that patience and careful decisions often accomplish more than impulsive action. Many of the greatest challenges in life are not solved by strength alone. They are solved through understanding, discernment, and wise judgment. Point 5. Wisdom aligns with God. And Proverbs reminds us of something even deeper. Scripture says, "There is no wisdom, no understanding, and no plan that can succeed against the Lord." This verse reminds us that human intelligence and strategy all have limits. True wisdom never tries to compete with God. Real wisdom aligns itself with Him. It listens to His instruction. It seeks His guidance. It learns from His word. Because when our choices are aligned with God's wisdom, we build our lives on a foundation that cannot easily be shaken. But Proverbs continues to reveal something even deeper about wisdom. And that is what we will continue exploring in the next reflection. Because there is still so much more to discover about the wisdom that leads to life. If these reflections encourage you, stay connected. And in the meantime, I encourage you to take time to read the book of Proverbs slowly. Often, God reveals the wisdom we need for the exact moment we are living.